Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about artificial reproductive technologies and infertility in context of the South Asian minority here in the UK. So if you're interested in topics of fertility and culture, then keep watching. And there's actually clear data that comes from the biomedical research indicating that there's a low success rate of artificial reproductive technologies within minorities, and there's actually no reason given, so no one really knows why is that reason hasn't been found yet. But at the same time, within, for example, the South Asian minority, there's actually the highest demand for artificial reproductive technologies comparing with other minorities and comparing with the Caucasian groups. So that will mean as well that people who undergo treatments within this minority, they're gonna have also higher rates of miscarriages, higher rates of cycles that never end up in pregnancies, higher rates of stillbirth, because these are very frequent consequences of failed cycles, which are at the moment, most of the cycles are actually failed because of, in general, the success rate of artificial reproductive technologies is relatively low. And I think it's also crucial to add that actually South Asian minority in the UK is the biggest minority, with about 5 million people according to the recent census. And also according to the same census, it seems that the South Asian minority, specifically the Pakistani and Bangladeshi groups within this minority, they have the lowest economic rates, they have the highest unemployment rates, and also they have the lowest qualifications, which also makes them really disadvantaged when thinking about artificial reproductive technologies, because most of these treatments are actually being paid by patients in the UK. Only about 30% of them are being sponsored. So for example, when people, they're undergoing these cycles, maybe very often they need to take loans, or maybe they need to use credit cards to actually pay for those cycles. So that also will make them then disadvantaged. And also within the census, it was reported that the South Asian minority actually has the worst self-reported health compared with other minorities, which again potentially could make them disadvantaged when thinking about artificial reproductive technologies. So for example, there's disparities in, for example, the worst self-reported health. They could be maybe explained by socioeconomic factors, biological factors, racism. This could be also contributing to the lowest success rate of artificial reproductive technologies within this minority. Moreover, in 2018, Atkin, he conducted a research about racism, and he talked about the fact that there is actually racism towards the South Asian minority within NHS. So he actually found that some medical staff would refer to South Asian patients as time wasters, or as calling doctors unnecessary or trivial complainers. So when we actually think about all these different factors, the socioeconomic factors, the racism, biological factors, the self-reported health, they really position South Asian minority as this disadvantaged group in context of artificial reproductive technologies. And as well thinking about the fact that within this minority there's actually a really high demand for undergoing these treatments, and as well there's a lot of data, a lot of research, books written about the fact that there is a lot of pressure being put on South Asian women to conceive children at certain age, to have certain amount of children, and as well maybe to have boys rather than girls. So it seems that people who are undergoing these fertility treatments within this minority are really disadvantaged. And even when people they are already within the fertility clinic, it can be actually quite difficult perhaps for them to communicate certain things. So maybe certain worries, certain anxieties that they have because perhaps of maybe some misconceptions that NHS staff might be holding against this minority, for example. So I think it is really important to actually consider ethnicity of people when thinking about infertility in general, but at the same time we can't think about certain ethnic groups as being homogeneous. So perhaps culture can influence infertility, but it can't determine it. So perhaps by having more of a balanced way of thinking about infertility and certain ethnicities can maybe enhance the way how we interact with people who actually maybe undergo the treatments, or people who actually suffer from infertility. So I do believe that someone's ethnicity can really shape the experience of undergoing the treatment, and as well shape the experience of fertility in general. And perhaps when we have a better awareness about certain issues that someone might be struggling with, when maybe they're infertile, or maybe when they are undergoing fertility treatments, I think then it's easier for us to be more compassionate to people, rather than judging them. And I think this is really applicable not only in settings of psychological therapy, but also in settings of fertility clinics, and also in a day-to-day conversation that we might be having with our friends, our colleagues, or our neighbors. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then please like it, and if you're interested in topics of infertility and culture, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.